happy Wednesday. Happy scoping out. I'm so glad you're here live on Periscope, Wednesdays, 8:30 Mountain Time, because I am in colorful Colorado and it is gorgeous here. Don't worry, I'm not talking about my massive 14er again this week. We're talking about an abundance practice that is really super simple. And I'm going to give you just kind of a little shift, a little perspective shift. That's all it is. It's not an actual tool this time, but something that can hopefully get you in the exercise and habit and practice of being super present, recognizing what is so that you can use it to your highest advantage. So this, do any of you wake up in the middle of the night? Usually kind of around the same time. For most people, it's around 2:30, 3:30. And I know there's a lot of, research about how this coordinates with our diet and with our organs and all kinds of body repair that happens while we're sleeping. There's also just your typical 90-minute sleep cycle, right? I'm used to waking up and looking at the clock and going, oh, I have that much time. Okay, I'll go back to sleep. I don't think anything of it. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, this morning I woke up at almost time to get up. It was 4:45. And I hadn't gotten up in the middle of the night like I normally do. And rather than be like, woohoo, slept through the night, awesome, right? I'm like, no, the evening went too fast. I didn't get my whole little, I get an extra hour check-in. And I was actually like disappointed that I didn't sleep well, or that I did sleep well. And I caught myself, which is pretty impressive considering I was, woke up out of a dead sleep. I caught myself recognizing the fact that I actually had a gift and then in my mind complained about it. And I've seen this happen. I've seen it happen with friends. I've seen it happen with clients where we get the thing we want and then we complain about it. And the thing is we don't realize it because we had this vision in our head of what it was going to look like when we got the thing we wanted, of what it was going to look like in our heart and soul when we got that thing. It wasn't going to come with complications. It wasn't going to come with ego. It wasn't going to come with all of these other things. We just wanted that thing to happen. A perfect example is a client of mine had this complaint. His mother's ailing and his siblings are out of town, and he was constantly complaining that he had to do this all on his own. Okay. So what do you want to have happen? Well, I want them to come in and help. Great. So the next time we talk, how'd it go? We gave him some tools and some tips and some things to get him in the right space and energy to attract that. So how did it go? He goes, well, can you believe it? My brother actually came out here. He sounded angry. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. He came out to help. He's like, well, yeah, but he came out because he wanted to do all the things he didn't think I was doing. Okay, but you got what you wanted, right? The very first thing we want to recognize is that whether it came in the way that we had hoped or with the energy that we had expected or thought we desired, even if we didn't realize that's how we thought it would come in or wanted it to come in, you got what you wanted. I got a full night's sleep. He got his siblings to come in and help. Okay, so they did it through their own ego lens. They did it through this whole, well, all right, if you can't handle it, I guess I'll do it, right? But he got what he wanted and still complained about it. I got a good night's sleep and actually in my head complained about it, right? So this idea of staying super present, the favorite question, here is a little tool. I said it was a mind shift, but here is a phrase that you can use that will sort of help keep you there. And that is the question, how is this perfect? How is this perfect? And if you've been coming to these for a while, you know that I use all of my discomfort to my advantage, because just because it's uncomfortable doesn't mean it isn't useful, right? So the moment I feel uncomfortable, the moment I feel myself complaining, the moment I feel myself judging somebody else, I use one of my little tools and turn it around and find out how to make it useful for me. So when you are in one of these situations where you're like, ugh, this again, ugh, this sucks, oh my God, and we all do it, right? I did it this morning. When you find yourself in that situation, ask yourself, what is perfect about this? What's perfect here? So I wake up and I didn't get my little check-ins in the middle of the night, and I'm like, oh no, the night went too fast. Complaint. What's perfect? Oh, I actually slept through the night. Oh my God. Okay, that's really cool. Right? Shifts the perspective and changes my attitude from complaint to gratitude, to appreciation, and wakes me up in the day in the manner that I'm used to, just full-hearted and joy-filled and ready to go. Do you understand? So just pointing out that my client had got what he wanted. He's like, oh, yeah. I don't know if you're my newsletter or not, but I just sent out a newsletter about a very similar thing. 20 minutes is all it took for this guy who called me because he hated his job. In 20 minutes realized he actually had the job that he'd asked for. He actually had the job that he's uniquely equipped for. In 20 minutes, he went from, oh my God, that's soul-sucking. That was a term I had used that brought him to me, soul-sucking job, right? These are these little mind shifts that we begin to understand. It is not our circumstances that makes us happy, content, whole, complete. It is never, ever, ever the things outside of ourselves. Ever. It is our mindset. It is the way we believe. It is the way we react to the world. So as a proactive measure, you can begin to arm yourself with some of these questions, some of these tools. How is this perfect? Another favorite one of mine is, where am I in this? And that can mean a myriad of things. So if it's a matter of have I self-advocated or not, it carries in that context. Most often for me, it gets me asking the question, how did I ask for this? Where did I bring this to me? Where did I make the request for this, right? Because if I can see that, then I can see exactly where my work is. I can see exactly how this thing, whether it's comfortable or not, serves my goals, serves my highest good. Does that make sense? Awesome. So our homework is to make sure was the moment we have a bitchy thought, the moment we complain about anything, is to ask, how is this perfect? How does this serve me? And really go out there. Now, I'm pretty practiced at this, so my answers come pretty quickly. But don't get frustrated if it takes you a while, because you're like, no, it sucks. It friggin' sucks that I'm in this situation, right? If it didn't suck, I wouldn't feel all shitty about it, right? So it's okay if that's your first response. Dabble in this, play with it, poke at it. And eventually you'll come to the point where you'll realize the ways that your hardship serves, the way that your uncomfortable conditions serve you. Does that make sense? That's our homework. So go out into the world, practice these things. Let me know how you're doing in the comments below if you're looking at this on the blog or on the recording on YouTube at YouTube.com/Triffany Hammond. Remember to subscribe. I don't know where I'm going to put that button, but it's going to go here or here. And let's stay in touch. I want to know how this goes for you. I want to know how much bandwidth this opens up for you, how much this brings an abundance of gratitude, how much this brings you the opportunities and maybe even the money that you are after to create, because now you are present to your world, you're positive about your world, and you're open to inspiration that brings about the content creation to bring you all of that money. Let me know. Keep me posted. Love ya.